Happy New Year's, everybody. Welcome back to Ross and Wizzy's Fan Fiction Power Hour. I'm your host, Ross Pitt, Shark Hunter, and over here with me today is... Say the line.
Whoa, Wizzy.
Haha. You can see why people love our dynamic. It's great. This is the Fan Fiction Podcast, where we read. I wonder what we read. Well, let's just say we read certain types of My Little Pony stories. What types? It's fan fictions.
I thought we were just reading episode transcripts.
Nope. Except for All of Which Makes Me Anxious. That one was an episode transcript.
I am so happy for that.
I forgot which one All of Which Makes Me Anxious is. So, yeah, I just said that without even remembering what that was about. Really, I was trying to think of The Witching Hour, but I realized, nope, can't think of what that's called. I'll just go for another one.
Just remembered one that makes you anxious.
Yeah. Times unbearably so. Wow, you guys should go listen to those episodes. Anyways, today, on this festive occasion, the 4th of January, we are going to be reading. Grandma, you're going to buckle up for this. I Did Who? By Leaha. An interesting looking one, let's just say the least, if you can't pick that up from the title alone. It is tagged profanity, narcotics, and, this is a big one, sex. But I wouldn't worry too much. It is rated T14.
Is that what it means by I did?
No. What? No. Who knows what it means by I did?
I don't look at the red tags because they scare me.
It's just one extra tag from Half Naked Santa. Saves Christmas. So, excited to get into this. Wizzy, what is your New Year's resolution?
What is my New Year's resolution? Oh, boy. I should know this because it's January 4th. What would annoy Ross? I know, my New Year's resolution is to watch Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yuck. Ew. Weeb. Gross.
I worked.
Yucky. Barf. Barf. Well, that's
Is that your soundboard?
Yep. That's the that's the new Ross Fit soundboard. You can get it on eBay.
Sometimes we could really use a soundboard for this podcast.
Yeah. That would be fun. What would we do with it? Play like horse step noises.
I would have one that has like a later thing for at the end.
Like what?
You know, one that's like later.
Oh, you're doing Sia.
Is Sia the one that I keep confusing with later?
Yep.
One of these days I'm going to get it right.
I believe in you.
It's a good thing I have Ross, because Ross remembers this better than I do.
Yeah, I take this seriously.
I take it just as seriously.
Speaking of taking people seriously, you all should go down in the description and read this story for yourself. It's called I Did Who with an exclamation point and a question mark, and it's by Leaha, I think. Or Ayaha.
Leah?
Possible Leaha.
I feel like they're Irish and it's pronounced Leia. I have no basis for this, but I want it to be true.
I don't like that.
I forgot you hate the Irish ever since Rebecca Shoyshet.
Soyshet.
That's what I said.
No, you said Shoyshet.
Wait, is that not what you said?
I said Soyshet.
Is it Soyshet?
I think it's Soyshet.
Oh, okay.
Either way, it's a dumb name, and I hate it so much. But either way, no, I just don't want it to be Irish, this name. I prefer it to be pronounced Leaha. I think that's funny. Anyways, you all should go down in the description and read this story for yourselves. And if you don't want to, if you're too scared and you want us to hold your hands, both of them, you can just give it a like if you want. So actually give it one of your hands, a thumbs up.
Ooh.
Like Wizzy gives me every time I go to the bathroom. All right. Chapter in which Sunset Shimmer loses her mind. As the golden sun graced the sky with its luminous presence, the sun's rays reflected off the messy room at its site, illuminating the room with a ghostly glow. Hell, it was too sunny for Sunset's sake. Had she been in Equestria, she'd be damn well cursing out Celestia for such a balmy morning after the crazy shit that went down last night. I mean, she didn't exactly remember what happened, but throbbing temples, a parched mouth, and the taste of puke left in her throat weren't good signs. With a deep exhale, her face pressed into the cushioned surface, a muffled groan escaped Sunset's lips.
What should my voice be? I didn't actually think of this yet.
Well, I think it should sound like you.
Oh, should it?
This is so you.
Okay.
Hey, wait a minute. Actually, hold on. This is also the first episode where you're 24.
Hey! Just like the hours of the day.
We're so old.
Oh, God. Boomers.
But Sunset here is like 20.
Is that true?
I said I bet, but I don't know. Why would I know?
Yeah, but I
I told you once. I told you a million times. They don't give ages.
I just don't know. Okay, so she's in high school, right?
Probably not in this one.
Okay.
Of course she could be. I mean, high school students and their drinking habits.
Yeah. This is gonna be a long day, isn't it?
She asked herself mentally as she turned around, attempting to get up. Her legs hit something, or rather, someone.
Fuck!
She mumbled under her breath. Wizzy doesn't understand what a mumble is.
Ross doesn't understand what words are.
You don't have to tell them. That's something I'm sensitive about. She mumbled under her breath. Well, she knew something stupid was bound to happen after all that drinking. She just hoped it wouldn't happen to her. And oh boy, she was wrong. Drink responsibly, kids. With a mixture of dread and intrigue, Sunset reached out her hand and pulled back the covers, revealing the person nestled within. Her features no longer obscured by the bedding. Twilight fucking Sparkle appeared serene, undisturbed by the intrusion of her friend. Unaware of the mindfuck her best friend was going through, she turned... My goodness, this is very profanity-ridden. My goodness. Goodness gracious me. Clutching my pearls.
Reminds me of, Caffeinated Pinky's story.
The fuck song. Classic story. Can't remember the name. Caffeinated Pinky. I will give you $3 if you make a fan fiction called The Fuck Song.
That'd be amazing.
Unaware of the mindfuck her best friend was going through, she turned her back on her friend and persisted in her deep slumber. Now, Sunset Shimmer was absolutely lost in her thoughts. She had two problems with this predicament. One, she slept with her best friend, and two, she didn't know which one of her best friends she slept with last night. Sunset cussed herself for inviting Princess Twilight. Had Sunset known having both of them would cause such a mess, she wouldn't have asked. Well, okay, that was a lie. She loved both of her Twilights dearly. She just hadn't realized how deep that love was, apparently. You can fuck someone and not really love them that deep. It's very easy.
True. It's just she's really, really into Twilight.
I guess.
Really into Twilight's type.
Sure.
Not really her personality, just like purple.
She just hasn't realized how deep that love was, apparently. So Sunset did what the only sane person would do in that situation. Getting the fuck out of there. Sunset closed the bedroom door as discreetly as possible and started her search for the one thing that would help her get answers on this mess. Her phone. The fiery redhead found herself desperately searching for her misplaced phone. The room, adorned with a rather colorful decor and mementos of her adventures from last night, became a whirlwind of activity as Sunset frantically moved from one spot to another, meticulously scanning every nook and cranny in her quest to locate the one thing that could save her. To everybody's surprise, amidst the chaos of her frantic searching, her eyes spotted a glimmer of familiarity atop the countertop. Her missing phone was there, untouched, and awaiting her attention. So Sunset called whom she thought was the best at handling a situation like this. Applejack.
True. That's the one that I'd go to first in this situation.
Depends on the version of Applejack.
Equestria Girls Applejack?
Some versions of Applejack would just tell you to deal with it by yourself.
I think
you got
Applejack
into this mess.
Helps out when she cans. Helps out when she can.
I don't know. I don't think she would want to help on this.
I don't know. She's just the most mature, I guess, is what I gather from her.
Yeah. And that's why she's boring.
But that's why she would be the best in this situation.
Yeah.
You don't want someone like Pinky, definitely.
Like I said, depends on the version. Sunset Shimmer dialed Applejack's number, hoping to find answers amidst this fuckery. As the phone rang, her anticipation built, yearning to piece together the missing fragments of whatever the fucking fuck happened last night. Applejack, still recovering from her own hangover, answered the call. Hey, Sugar Cube, how are ya? She asked, subtly probing to gauge Sunset's memory of the night.
Hey, Applejack. I'm good. Totally good.
Totally good. She began tentatively.
Okay. So, I just wanted to ask if you recall anything particularly weird happening last night.
Applejack's voice carried a hint of hesitation as she responded to Sunset's inquiry. Well, I mean, yeah, there were plenty of weird things happening, she admitted, her tone cautious. Sensing Sunset's unease, gently pressing for more details. I'm gonna need you to be more specific, Sugar Cube. Applejack wanted to understand the full extent of what Sunset was referring to. Sunset, her voice lacking enthusiasm, took a deep breath before reluctantly responding.
Something that involves kissing and maybe, possibly, probably more.
Applejack's response carried a tinge of anger and frustration as she interrupted Sunset. I've already had Rainbow Dash pestering me about making out with Rarity, alright? That's why you don't go to Applejack.
Oh my god.
She exclaimed, her voice laced with irritation.
Why would the element of honesty cheat on her partner?
We don't know if they're partners in this one, and in fact, it's more likely that Applejack and Rarity are partners.
That's a good point. It was probably just
Girl specifically.
Rainbow was into Applejack and got jealous or something.
Perhaps.
Maybe they'll explain.
We're drunk off our minds with whatever Pinky gave us in that cocktail.
Oh my god. Actually.
Sunset Shimmer began to interject, her voice filled with shock and confusion, but cut off her sentence. The weight of Applejack's words left her stunned and unable to process what she just heard as the realization sunk in. Sunset lost it as she erupted, yelling, What? Seriously, Sunset, I licked this kind of thing from Rainbow Dash, not you. I fucking made your bed, now line it. Applejack's voice cuts through the tension. However, Applejack's annoyance quickly takes over as she continues. Hey, also, you ain't the one to be preaching to me about shit. Seeing what you were doing with Fluttershy. Going off in the rooms alone, giggling under bed sheets, doing whatever gays. Doing whatever gays do under sheets.
Oh my god. What?
Sunset stammers in confusion, her mind reeling from Applejack's accusation.
What do you mean, Fluttershy?
Sunset's voice escalates, a mix of confusion, frustration, and an unexpected tinge of arousal.
Oh.
Oh my.
Oh my
What I
God.
love about this is that even if we did do a clopfic, we would be just the least sexy. We would be so unsexy that no one could possibly jerk it to us.
Okay.
Thank God.
I would be the most sexy.
Okay, yes, me too. But I think we would bring each other down.
Yeah, when we're recording together, we could never do that with a straight face.
Yeah.
Only with a gay one.
Gays.
Oh my god. I'm a fucking whore.
Oh, what was that? No, I don't know.
I don't know what that was.
Such naughty words. Fucking
Yeah, we're gonna.
wow.
I feel like this episode's gonna be full of newts.
Possibly, yeah. Not doing that much.
Yeah.
Sunset's voice quivered with a disappointment and condemnation.
I was gonna ask if you knew which Twilight I did last night, but this is fucked up. I mean, Fluttershy?
Sunset's voice trembled. Clearly she wasn't expecting this. I don't want to hear any more about the gays.
You are the
Applejack.
gays, Apple. What are you talking about? You just talked about having sex with numerous women.
I told you. Depends on the Applejack. Also, did it say anything about sex?
No, but I thought it would be funnier if that was implied, so...
Okay.
They just talked about kissing, but...
So you just lied to our audience.
I'm hoping she at least did Rainbow, but I also feel like, it's more scandalous if she cheated on Rainbow with more than just kissing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving our audience an authentic experience of cheating. How about that?
How about giving them an authentic experience of the Equestria Girls universe? Because Applejack is with Revereie in the Equestria Girls universe. This is canon. It is a fact.
What? This is not true.
The writers said it themselves. They wrote it like Applejack was with Revereie. And this was before the finale, by the way. Just so you know. So this one was first. This ship, yeah, it was first.
Nope. Don't like it. Mm-mm.
Poor Rare Dash shippers out there, though. Applejack declared, her voice filled with exhaustion. The weight of the situation and the revelation of Sunset's actions seemed to have pushed her to her limit. Hey, wait a minute. I'm Applejack, you're Sunset. Oh, wow. We're playing each other's favorites. Just a fun little thing. Applejack's words carried a sense of resignation as she expressed her need for distance and some fucking drugs. I'm gonna pack a Vicodin and drink until I pass out, sugar cube. Hope you'll figure this out.
Oh my god.
You see, now Rainbow Dash would be dedicated to figuring it out. Just because she would, A, get some dirt on Sunset, and B, laugh. It would be really funny.
Okay, I can say this fic is not the authentic experience by any means, so... Apple Dash is definitely 100 times more possible than alcoholic Vicodin addicted Applejack.
Sure. Except in the Equestria Girls universe.
Yeah, in the Equestria Girls universe, it's definitely more likely she gets addicted to Vicodin.
Sunset Shimmer found herself caught in a swirl of uncertainty and unease. Her heart was heavy with worry, and she contemplating reaching out to her dear friend Fluttershy.
I mean, it's Fluttershy we're talking about, right? Worst case scenario, we'll remain forever awkward and never talk again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's an acceptable scenario.
Yeah.
How much do you really talk to Fluttershy in the first place? Just in talk.
Oh, fucking got her. Hope she kissed, summoning her courage and determination to address the swirling uncertainties in her heart. Sunset Shimmer reached for her phone and dialed Fluttershy's number. The familiar chime rang in her ears, echoing the nervous thumping of her heart. After a few rings, the call connected, and to Sunset's relief, Fluttershy's voice greeted her warmly on the other end. A mixture of nervousness and relief flooded Sunset as she struggled to find out what to say to her.
Hey, Fluttershy.
Sunset's voice quivered with her nervousness as she mustered the courage to ask the question that had her going crazy.
How are you feeling?
Fluttershy picked up on Sunset's apprehension, her voice infused with warmth and concern. Oh, Sunset, I'm doing all right, thank you. Is everything okay? You sound a little nervous.
Yeah, about last night.
Sunset started speaking tentatively, her voice filled with a hint of uncertainty and concern.
Yeah, look, I don't remember what happened last night, but Applejack told me some things, and I wanted to see how you were doing after what happened.
Her words trailed off slightly as she struggled to find the right way to express herself. There was genuine sincerity in her eyes as she reached out, hoping to bridge the gap that had formed between them. The events of the previous night seemed shrouded in a foggy haze, but the gravity of the situation was evident in the way she sought to mend their connection. "Oh, Sunset. I'm so glad we did that last night," Fluttershy exclaimed joyfully. Sunset was rendered speechless, unsure of how to respond to that reaction. Sunset's voice carried a hint of surprise and disbelief as she responded.
"You are?"
Her eyebrows raised in astonishment, her eyes widening at Fluttershy's enthusiastic declaration. She couldn't believe what she was hearing, and her mind raced to process Fluttershy's unexpected reaction.
I mean, of course. Me too."
She trailed off. Fluttershy's voice trembled with a mixture of nervousness and curiosity as she began. Well, I've never really let anyone touch it before, let alone do it together with someone."
Oh boy.
They were playing the Game Boy.
They were playing the Switch.
They were playing the Nintendo DS.
Ooh.
Dual screen. They were fucking. Catch my drift.
I thought we were just talking about video games.
We were. Then I realized, they're fucking actually.
Oh.
Dad, that's what that meant. Is what I said to myself. She paused for a moment, her cheeks flushing with a delicate shade of pink. I mean, I never thought someone could hold in their mouth for that long.
Don't
even get me started on the part where you were stroking it. Who could have thought it'd make the entire thing better? It was hilarious. Oh, God. Fluttershy exclaimed, her voice filled with amusement as she chuckled.
A lot of people, actually.
She was staring at the ground now. Anyways, was there anything else you wanted to talk to me about, or?
Yes. I mean, you wouldn't happen to know what happened to me and Twilight after we, did that?
Sunset's voice grew hurried and flustered as she quickly interjected, desperately attempting to divert the conversation. Oh, I'm sorry, Sunset. You know how I get after doing the things that we did last night. I fell asleep after you left.
Thanks. Anyways, this conversation has been really enlightening, to say the least.
I think it's more of a thanks anyways.
No. You want me to reread it?
No, I just want our viewers to know. Listeners, whatever.
Okay.
What the hell are you people?
I think they're frogs.
Sure, let's call our fans frogs. Why not?
No, that's going to be offensive to someone, probably. I don't know.
The French.
Oh, no. Then let's do it.
Yeah, you freaking frogs. Love y'all.
Ribbit.
But if you want to learn more about yesterday... Fluttershy paused, her voice dropping to a hushed tone as if sharing a secret. You could just ask Pinkie Pie. Her words hung in the air. Fluttershy's suggestion carried an air of certainty, as if she had first-hand knowledge of Pinkie Pie's activities. She was recording the whole night, after all, Fluttershy concluded softly, emphasizing Pinkie Pie's dedication to documenting every occasion.
She was? I mean, of course she was. I was there. I remember everything.
Sunset Shimmer's voice echoed through the air, breaking the tranquility with her abrupt and somewhat forced laughter. Her words split out hurriedly, as if she was attempting to assert her presence and reassure herself. There was a hint of unease beneath the surface, as if she were trying to convince not only Fluttershy, but also herself that she held a firm grasp on the events of the previous night. Well, I've gotta go now, Sonny, Fluttershy muttered quietly, her voice barely audible. Speaking of audible, that's a funny word, isn't it? Audible. Oh, wacky.
Yeah, that is a funny word. I wasn't expecting anything else.
Me too. There was a hint of hesitance in her tone, as if she was uncertain about what she was about to say next. Her words hung in the air for a moment, leaving an air of anticipation. But if you want to smoke more marijuana, call me. I think I started the Fluttershy voice doing a stoner voice, and it devolved into whatever the fuck. So whoopsie poopsie.
You know, Fluttershy would be the stoner pony. Her and Rainbow would smoke together.
She's actually good friends with a very clear stoner.
Oh, is that the hippie one? Flower Moongrass or whatever?
I don't think you would know her name, but yes.
I remember there's the one that had like the obvious hippie name, and then she was a hippie pony.
Give me 1 second. Tree Hugger, that's the one.
That is not her name, is it?
It is. Tree Hugger.
It's too funny. Yep. I forgot how obvious that was.
Yeah. No, she was almost thrust into a sock dimension.
What?
It's complicated. Discord got very jealous.
That does sound like something that a pony named Tree Hugger would get into. Wait, Discord got jealous?
Yeah.
Oh, because Fluttershy.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so good. Wait a minute. Wasn't there a sock dimension in a... No, I'm thinking of Davy Jones' locker in SpongeBob.
You're in my locker.
A bunch of smelly socks.
So yeah, basically a sock dimension, but it's a bit different. But if you want to smoke more marijuana, call me, Fluttershy added, her words slipping out unexpectedly and abruptly ending the call. Feeling perplexed by Fluttershy's unexpected invitation, Sunset Shimmer took a deep breath, attempting to process the situation. The mention of marijuana and the sudden departure of Fluttershy left her with a mix of confusion and uncertainty.
So, we didn't even fuck? What was the point of this entire
conversation? This has an R rating. Can't say more than 2 fucks.
That's true.
Neither of them can be in relation to sex. Yeah.
I feel like this deserves like R+.
I think you get an NC-17 if you get a certain amount of F words, but I can't remember how many.
Let's try and get it.
What was the point of this entire conversation?
However, rather than dwelling on the perplexing conversation, she made a decision to focus on finding answers from another source, Pinkie Pie. Summoning a deep breath, Sunset Shimmer mustered the determination to carry out her plan. She picked up her phone and dialed Pinkie's number. What?
How many times has she mustered the determination?
So many times.
I just keep hearing mustard, and I'm like, haha, like mustard.
She needs a lot of determination.
Yeah.
Sunset Shimmer mustered the determination to carry out her plan. She picked up her phone and dialed Pinkie Pie's number, hoping that Pinkie's recordings could shed light on the events of whatever the loving fuck happened last night. Hiya, Sunset. How ya feeling? Are ya good or bad? You could be feeling bad. It's totally okay to be feeling bad. I mean, your BFF is here to put a smile on your face always.
I'm okay.
Taking a deep breath to steady herself, Sunset Shimmer got straight to the point.
Okay, Pinkie. I'm just gonna get to the point.
She began, her voice determined.
Can you please send me the recordings of last night? I really, really, really need to know what happened. And I don't have the energy to explain why, okay?
Man, that was me and Wizzy a few times. Her words carried a sense of desperation, as if every fiber of her being relied on those recordings to uncover the truth. Sunset Shimmer's request lacked the usual pleasantries and explanations she would typically provide, showcasing her urgency and the weight of her need to understand the events of the previous night. She hoped that Pinkie Pie, known for her understanding and willingness to share, would grasp the importance of the situation without requiring further explanation. Oh, well, do you want the part where you were taking body shots from Rainbow, or the part where you started to cry to the Twilight's TM about how you are in love with both of them, but you can't be with either of them because you're forever stuck feeling lost in both worlds?
Oh my god.
As Pinkie Pie's words reverberated through the phone, Sunset Shimmer's heart skipped a beat. The nonchalant tone in Pinky's voice sent a shiver down her spine, and she couldn't help but feel a sense of dread creeping over her. The mention of body shots and fucking pathetic confessions caught her completely off guard, leaving her momentarily speechless. Sunset Shimmer's mind raced, trying to process the information that Pinky was casually presenting. Her face turned pale, a mixture of shock, bewilderment, and vulnerability washing over her, and, of course, Pinky's creepy smile, seemingly visible even through the phone screen, only added to the eerie atmosphere.
You know what? I don't even want to unpack that right now. Just send me second to the video. It says second to the video. I'm not messing up the wording. It's.
Oh, I know you're not, Sunset. Now give me Wizzy back.
No, I like this voice. I'm doing it forever now.
Sunset. Okie dokie Loki. Sunset Shimmer's heart pounded in her chest as she anxiously awaited the arrival of the video from Pinkie Pie.
I just realized.
What?
That is the Okie Dokie Loki. First got one of those recently.
Oh yeah. Forgot how new that was to your perception of the show.
Let's go, Loki.
Woo! God of mischief. Her mind was filled with a whirlwind of emotions, ranging from anticipation to fear and uncertainty. The truth she longed for, the confirmation of which twilight she had the night of 12 insane orgasms with.
Oh my god. Why does it include that detail, but she can't remember which twilight it was?
Metaphorically, Wizzy.
Okay.
Seemed to rest solely within the confines of that video. Every passing second felt like an eternity as Sunset Shimmer's eyes remained fixed on her phone screen, her focus solely on the incoming message. The room around her seemed to fade into the background, the anticipation of her revelation consuming her thoughts. Finally, a notification chimed, and Sunset Shimmer's heart skipped a beat. She hastily unlocked her phone and opened the massage. I was about to say massage. She hastily unlocked her phone and opened the message, her trembling fingers pressing play on the video file. The screen came to life, revealing the contents that held the answers she so desperately sought. As the video began playing, Sunset Shimmer felt a wave of embarrassment wash over her. She wished she could disappear and hide under the covers, wanting to escape this fucking cringe moment she found herself in. Hearing her own drunken ramblings, Sunset Shimmer's cheeks flushed with embarrassment.
So this is Drunk Sunset?
Drunk Sunset.
Princess Twilight.
You're like this goddess who just wants like the best for everyone. And like you're so cool and so smart and like regal. Like whenever I see you, I just see myself, but like better. And I want to hit that, like, please. I was not prepared for that ending.
Okay, she wanted to kill herself. So she frantically skipped ahead in the video. She was determined to save herself from the outrageousness of her own word. With each skipped moment, Sunset Shimmer hoped to move past the embarrassing confession and escape the discomfort that came with it. Her heart raced as she tried to find a point in the video where the embarrassing scene was no longer visible or audible, but it just kept going on and on. God, I want to hear it. All of it. All of it. Like, I would love it for it to be like in 6 characters in search of a point.
Yeah,
remember when I had to say that long thing? You've never had to say anything like even remotely similar or difficult?
Yeah, there's just nothing like 6 characters in search for a point.
Though Sunset Shimmer's frantic skipping might have provided a temporary escape, it wasn't over yet.
And Twilight, you're like this silly goose who just like wants people to like them. And like you're so afraid to like fuck up and spit on people like a goose. But in your heart, you're so kind and also smart, like, I don't know, hot. I also want to hit that.
Do you even know what a goose is?
Honestly, I'm surprised I can still talk at all.
I'm rooting for her fucking both of them. Or them
Right?
fucking each other and Sunset actually didn't get any.
Sunset gets cucked by the other Twilight.
Hell yeah. Is self-cessed creepy? I don't care.
I think it's funny in this, if anything.
All right. Depending on the context, I suppose. Okay. Cringe and killing yourself worthy was an understatement. She needed to go back in time and stop her from ever existing after whatever the fuck this mess was. So, Sunset Shimmer continued to skip ahead, desperately trying to distance herself from her awful moments. She suddenly stumbled upon a scene that caught her attention. One of the Twilights on the screen was shown holding her hand and getting close to her. The unexpected sight piqued Sunset Shimmer's curiosity and momentarily distracted her from her previous embarrassment. She found herself intrigued by the unfolding mystery within the video, as Sunset Shimmer's mind was consumed with thoughts of which Twilight she may have spent the night with. The door swung open suddenly, revealing the figure standing in the doorway was none other than the Twilight who had been sleeping next to her that very morning. Twilight Sparkle's voice broke the silence with a chirpy greeting. "Good morning, Sunset." Her tone carried a mix of warmth and friendliness. The interruption caused Sunset Shimmer's mind to whirl with a flurry of emotions and thoughts. Oh, the thoughts. Caught off guard by Twilight's cheerful demeanor, Sunset Shimmer attempted to gather her composure. She returned the greeting with a somewhat hesitant,
"Hey, Twilight."
The air between them held a subtle tension, with unspoken questions lingering in the room, but Twilight's chirpy tone and friendly demeanor hinted at a desire to handle the situation with grace and understanding. However, Sunset's mind raced, contemplating the next steps to navigating this absolutely fucking awkward encounter. Sunset Shimmer mustered up the courage to break the tension by addressing the...
They said mustard again.
Yeah. I now want her favorite condiment to be mustard. Her hair is ketchup and mustard.
True.
Yeah, you calling her bacon hair? I call her ketchup and mustard hair.
She could be the mustard girl. That can be her thing.
Yeah. Sunset Shimmer mustered up the courage to break the tension by addressing the elephant in the room. With her gaze fixed on the kitchen carpet, she posed a seemingly innocent question.
So, how did you sleep last night?
Her attempt to initiate conversation about the events of the previous night was evident, even though her nervousness was palpable. Sunset Shimmer's question hung in the air, creating a brief pause that emphasized the weight of the situation. Twilight Sparkle, whoever one that is, ever observant and understanding, took a moment to gather her thoughts before responding. It's actually very easy to figure out which Twilight Sparkle this is, because one of them needs glasses really badly.
Ooh, does she actually need them that badly?
I can't remember, but I think there was like a Velma sort of wear my glasses moment.
I was going to ask if she was like Velma.
I can't see without my glasses.
Yeah, I'm confused as to why this isn't obvious by that. Like, if she isn't wearing that stuff, then she could just be like, oh, hey, Princess Twilight. And then she's like, oh, you're not her. Why are you dressed like her? Wear your glasses.
You pick up like a bottle of something and ask, hey, what does this say? Pretend it's yeah. Of course, that depends on my memory being correct and Saitai's vision actually being that bad.
But what if she's just wearing contacts because she wanted to look pretty or something for Sunset?
Nah, I don't think that's happening.
Okay.
I slept well. How about you? Sunset Shimmer took a deep breath, realizing that trying to navigate a situation she had no memory of was becoming increasingly difficult. With honesty and vulnerability, she confessed to Twilight.
Actually, last night is a bit of a blur. Could you remind me exactly what happened?
Her admission laid bare her lack of recollection and her desire for clarity. Sunset Shimmer understood that relying on Twilight's account of the events would provide her with a better understanding of the situation and possibly save herself from asking even more stupid questions to one of her best friends. Well, we did a ton of things. There was a time when you started tickling me and I threw up on you. That explains that. Then you got rid of your clothes and told me you were in love with me again for some reason and then started crying.
Oh my god.
Wait. When I, confessed my love to you or whatever, do you remember what exactly did I say?
Sunset Shimmer's request for specific details regarding her confession signaled her desire to understand the extent of her intoxicated ramblings. She sought clarification and hoped to differentiate her interactions with both Twilights. She could identify which Twilight she was currently conversing with. Oh, you said something like, Twilight, you're so hot and smart and I want to marry you, or something. I don't really remember. As Sunset Shimmer listened to Twilight's recollection of her confession, her hopes of discerning which Twilight she had been speaking to were quickly dashed. The realization hit Sunset Shimmer with a mix of amusement and frustration. Wait a minute. There was no Princess Twilight. I imagined My Little Pony friendship as magic the whole time. It became clear that her attempt to differentiate between the Twilight based on her confession was futile, as the alcohol-induced state had blurred the lines between their interactions. Acknowledging the shared intoxication, Sunset Shimmer couldn't help but chuckle at the absurdity of the situation. As the laughter subsided, Sunset Shimmer shifted her focus from trying to figure out the exact details of her confession to the broader understanding that all parties involved had been affected by alcohol. This realization brought a sense of relief, as it meant that her intoxicated ramblings could be attributed to the influence of the moment rather than being a true reflection of her feelings, but whatever happened did happen.
You know what, Twilight? We were both incredibly drunk and out of our minds anyway. So let's just forget this ever
Are
happened.
you saying you didn't like the 12 orgasms we gave you?
Yo, we!
Wow, baby, here we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, no, no, of course not. I'm just saying that neither of us were necessarily in the best headspace when it happened. And I'm not saying I didn't enjoy... Wait a goddamn twat.
Wait a goddamn Twitter.
Wait a goddamn minute. Did you just say we?
Yeah, the other me went home after her parents found out about shrinking. And I was going to go back to Equestria, but you basically begged me to stay with you. It was kind of clingy, to be honest.
Are you saying I did both Twilights and I can't even remember it?
Sunset Shimmer, overwhelmed by the absurdity of the situation, couldn't help but succumb to a momentary burst of frustration. In an exaggerated display, she dramatically kneeled down and let out a theatrical yell of
No!
And that was Rossmozy's Fanfiction Power Hour. Good night, everybody. Author's
The
note.
last episode.
Yeah, I haven't written in 3 years, and I've been off my meds for a week now, so the creative juices just started flowing through to me. I wrote this piece of work in a day whilst listening to Taylor Swift. So do what you want with this information, and I hope you enjoyed it. And that was I Did Who? By leaha.
I'm really glad that it had the throuple ending.
Agreed. I think personally, it would have been ruined if it did not have that ending, because I was really banking on it the entire time.
It wouldn't have been absurd enough if it didn't have that.
Yeah, but perhaps the guessing of it made it not random enough, in fact. So, who's to say? I thought it was rather funny. It mostly mentioned things that I don't partake in, like drugs and sex and alcohol, especially. That was a big one. And threesomes and gay people and being weirdly homophobic despite being a gay person yourself. No, wait, I do that one. But yeah, I thought it was funny one way or another.
Sometimes I say that an episode, a fic feels like an episode of the show. With this, it feels like an episode of like an adult cartoon, something like Friends or something.
Especially after
Maybe.
something like The Hangover came out. It's definitely felt like kind of a Hangover sort of type story adjacent. Getting a lot of these adjacent tropes where like the stories recently are this but adjacent, you know? Are specific trope but adjacent.
I think it's a really clever idea to be doing that, but with the characters from My Little Pony, though, because it comes off so much funnier.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Had a blast with that. I wish we had gotten, like, Rainbow Dash and Revereie.
Yeah, it says main 7. It's tagged main 7. Where were the other two?
And I guess, that is a good question. And it really does beg another question here. What does constitute that main 7 tag? Because if we're putting the main 7 tag in here, how many main 7 would you need to actually, get that tag up there? As well as the main 6 tag. I think at least 4 main 7s and 3 main 6s.
I think 4 main 6s and 5 main 7s.
I suppose it might also depend on how many other tags you got in there, because you don't want to overcrowd your tags, right?
True.
And when I see 3 characters tagged, I'm like, ugh, I don't know about this one. Especially if they're main 6 characters. No, I don't know where I was going with that. I thought I had something. I thought I was like, oh, I'm coming to this realization right now as I'm saying this. I actually get me now. No, I don't understand what I'm saying. So no, terrible fic. Hated it. Awful, terrible.
First one that's actually getting a downvote from us.
Hope you go fuck yourself. Like Twilight. Get it? Because Sunset Shore is basically Twilight. No, I'm kidding.
So which Twilight was she talking to in the end?
That one was Equestria Twilight.
Okay.
Because Sidetwi's parents found out about the drinking, and they forced her to come home.
Wait, did I miss that?
Yes, it's very prominent. Here, let me read the excerpt. Yeah, the other me went home after her parents found out about drinking. And I was gonna go back to Equestria, but you basically begged me to stay with you. I was kinda clingy, to be honest. There we go.
Oh, dang. I guess I did miss that.
Yeah, wow. Made a whole comment on it and everything, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't even remember when we started recording, I'll be honest. I just know that my feet hurt now, so I'm standing.
And
I gotta get a non-squeaky chair.
Me.
So, I hope you all enjoyed it. Happy New Year's. Don't kiss your best friends, especially if there are 2 of your best friends in the same room. And I mean 2 of the same best friend.
Okay, Ross, if there were 2 of you right here, you're both getting smooched.
Oh, no. Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Where the hell was I?
Sunset Shimmer found herself caught in a swirl.
Hey! Thanks for saying that. I found it.